Kuzangbo, I'm Ashok Tirwa. I'm at the office of SAARC Development Fund to interview the Chief Executive Officer of SDF, Dr. Sunil Motiwal, and we will talk about its progress, achievements, and its future plans. Kuzangbo sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, the SAARC Development Fund was established with the hope to integrate regional cooperation through collaborative projects. How has it been successful so far?
Yeah, the SAARC Development Fund was established and inaugurated by the heads of the states of the SAARC during the SAARC summit, which took place in Thimphu, 16th SAARC summit. And during that period of time, we have decided to go ahead for the implementing of project in the focus areas of SDF. As you know that SAARC Development Fund has three windows. One is the social, economic, infrastructure sector. So far, we have activated the social window. As per our mandate, we have to identify and finance the project in order to provide the regional cooperation and integration among the SAARC member states. In social window, as on date, we have 9 projects, and 9 projects are going on very well, and some of the projects are under the stage of completion also. These projects are being implemented by 54 leading implementing agencies in SAARC member states. So this is the right now in progress. Apart from this, within the social window, we have committed around $66 million for the 9 projects in SAARC region, and out of that, $33 million we have already disbursed. We have got a mandate to identify the project, fund the projects, and mobilize new funds, and to provide economic and other related services, especially in the social sector, economic sector within the SAARC region. Apart from that, we are also focusing on what you call to mobilize new funds and manage the fund in a most effective manner in order to achieve the goals set up by the SAARC Charter. So this is the current status, but we are...
What about the other 2 windows?
Yeah, I'm coming to the point. The other 2 windows are going to be activated very well very soon. As a matter of fact, in the recent Governing Council meeting, which took place on 20th of August this month in Kathmandu, along with the 8 finance ministers meeting, the Governing Council has allowed SDF to invest in the infrastructure sector. That could be done in one country, and the direct benefit has to go to at least one more country. That is the minimum requirement. So in the recent times, what happened, our investment team from the SAARC Development Fund has done a great job in terms of doing all the diagnostic studies and meeting with the co-funders and organizing some of the legal framework, etc. has been done. So we are on the verge of starting these 2 windows also. So ultimately, SAARC Development Fund is going to play a key role in forming the economic union in SAARC by identifying and funding the projects, especially in all the 3 windows.
Why is it taking so long to open other 2 windows, especially economic and infrastructure? Because that was what was said in the past also, as soon as the SDF was inaugurated in Thimphu, that they are going to soon open the other 2 windows, particularly economic and infrastructure, but looks like it is taking a long time.
I know that. That's a question, valid question from your side, to be very honest. As a matter of fact, there's a charter by which we are governed. In the Article 5 of the charter says that the project has to be implemented in at least 3 countries. That's the minimum requirement. So what happened, some of the areas within the infrastructure economic window, like for example, power, energy, telecom, and what you call transportation, environment, we are finding difficulty to get a project which could be implemented at the same time in 3 countries. So that is why during this Governing Council meeting which took place in August in Kathmandu, we have proposed to give us some power to the board from the Governing Council as well as to amend the charter also. So the Governing Council has agreed to amend the Article number 5, which I have told you just now, that now the project can be originated in one country, provided the benefit should go to at least one more country. And plus, there is one more changes has taken place in the Governing Council that says that now you could cooperate with the international funding agencies, UN bodies, multilateral organizations in order to act as a co-funder. So now that gives us a lot of flexibility in order to fund the project as a co-funder. So with these 2 changes which took place about 2 weeks back, now we are confident to activate the project. Although SDF has received number of projects, more than 37 projects has come in these 2 windows, but we could not able to activate because the problem and limitation was that the project cannot be implemented at the same time in the other SAARC member states also. It is more of a country oriented project. But now with these changes, we are confident that we could take up some of the new projects to the forthcoming board meeting, which is going to take place in the month of November. And the board will approve the project, and we are going to activate the other 2 windows very fast. And right now what we are doing, which is directly concerned with this question of yours, that we are working very closely with some of the other international funders in order to mobilize new funds and to go ahead for the implementing of the projects in times to come.
So what kind of role the SDF will play is trying to come up with the projects that is funded by SDF as well as other international financial bodies?
No, SDF will be initial period of time for the infrastructure and economic window. We are intending to act as a co-funder, maybe in some of the cases as a lead manager also, depending upon the project. But however, right now our focus is to act as a co-funder, and we could implement any project in SAARC region, and we could work out the collaboration with the other international institution also to fund those projects. So this is our short-term goal. But in times to come, we have more funds, then we are in a position to play a more important role, a stronger role in the SAARC region. Let me tell you, as on date, the fund position of the SAARC Development Fund is around $426 million what we have. Out of this, 117 has been committed for the social window, and the other 2 windows we have divided the fund. Our board has also approved it. That is 157 for the economic window and 147 for the infrastructure window. This is the fund what we have right now, and our fund how we have generated the fund. What is the means of funding of these projects? What is the sources of funding, what you could call it, is basically depending entirely on the membership subscription. Apart from membership subscription, we have some voluntary grants also. Like India has contributed $100 million for the social window project, and we have some other contribution from China and some other.
Before we go on to that, do you think the people of these 7 countries have a capacity to come up with a project that are collaborative in nature?
Yeah, certainly. This is an interesting question what you asked. We have some limitation on this particular issue, but all the SAARC countries have a lot of scope to come out with the project which could be collaborative, especially in the energy sector. Like the energy sector can be implemented in the infrastructure window, which could cover up one of the region of the SAARC, like starting from Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal. This particular region can cover up the energy sector project. And some of the countries have some limitations. For example, Maldives located in another part, Sri Lanka is there. So we could club one project which could be Sri Lanka and Maldives. In a similar way, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, there's another region of the SAARC, we can work out a project also. There's a strong possibility of getting a collaborative project in times to come. We have already got some proposal also. We are considering those proposals based on their economic and commercial viability of the project. We may consider to fund those projects also.
Will you be only funding the government-based projects or public enterprises or the people-to-people projects?
No, we are open for that. It's not essential that it should be government-oriented project. We are looking forward to get a project from the government, from the autonomous bodies, from the public sector, from the private sector also. And as per a new program which I will talk to you, that what we are going to launch very shortly, as a matter of fact, is already in the progress of implementation. That is SEDP, Social Enterprise Development Program. So this is more focused towards the small social enterprises. The idea is to enhance their capacity in terms of knowledge, skills, and social mobilization enterprises also, so that they could we could spread the social innovative solution what the small entrepreneurs are getting it out of that could be spread in all the SAARC region. That is very important, focusing only on the micro level for promoting the social enterprises in order to get the benefit out of that for the SAARC region.
So will the SDF also play a role to build the capacity of the people wherever it is required?
Certainly. We are, as a matter of fact, in the social window, we have 9 projects. Out of 9, most of the projects were a livelihood, and in order to enhance the capacity of the common people at the grassroots level, we are just working on that. That is the basic concept. So the common people will get benefited. For example, we have implemented very successfully in all the 8 countries, 7 countries, this project of the Sabha. What is that? That is the strength, Sabha. That is the strengthening of the home-based workers in terms of their livelihood, in terms of getting more income for their self-independence. So this project is also going on very well, and in the similar way, some other projects are also there, like e-governance of the small community at the rural site, at the communities at the bottom level. So that project is also made a great impact. And like that, in the health sector, we are implementing MCH project, and then there's a project in order to reduce the violence against children also. So this is all focus for the people who are at the grassroots level. The basic idea is that to provide the benefit to the people who are at the grassroots level.
What are some of the experience that you have gained and challenges that you have faced as you are trying to implement these projects?
The experience are very interesting in terms of quantifying the, the achievement what we have made, like we have trained thousands of people in different fields. We have worked out the skill development program also, and then we have found some experience in terms of delay in the implementation project also. This is also very important to know, because the delay is that because we are dealing with the different government organization and the process is quite lengthy in terms of, like, we get one project from one country, it goes to our counterpart agency, then it goes to one ministry, second ministry, third ministry, and then we sign the project financing agreement. Signing of the project agreement, financing agreement, it takes long time. So sometimes in some of the cases it took around 6 months, 9 months, even 1 year also. So the whole process got stuck. So that was another big challenge what we face in the current system of the funding of the project in the social window. But the other two window, we are trying to come out with a different mechanism in order to curtail the time period and to be in action at the earliest possible time.
The challenges, what are the challenges that you have faced?
Yeah, the challenges are there. The first challenge, which I have already told you, that in order to implement the project in the other two windows, the upcoming windows, we find the biggest challenge was that we cannot integrate the 2 or 3 countries up to now for implementing the project. Most of the project what we have received, it was difficult to implement in 3 countries at the same time, which was not applicable in the case of social window. Social window, the nature of the projects were the same, but in these other windows, the projects are coming up in the different direction. That is the most challenge. The other challenge what we are finding is that that is pertaining to the mobilizing of the funds also. So the funds are required to be mobilized in order to co-fund the projects also in times to come. That's the biggest challenge what we have right now. And then the other thing what you could say, that we have to compete in the market also in terms of what the rate of interest we are offering, what are the terms and conditions we are offering in comparison to other big players who are already in the market, especially in the national level, regional level and international level also. So what we have decided, our board has approved that we could fund the project at a lower rate of interest depending upon the market to market in the each country, member states. So this is the another challenge what we are facing right now. So we have to structure and design our product in a manner that could be accepted by the market.
So far, how has SDF helped to integrate the SAARC region?
No, we have made a biggest contribution in providing the regional integration by these 9 projects, 57 as a matter of fact, 57 implementing agencies are there, which are making a big difference in order to integrate the people within the SAARC region, as well as provide more cooperation in terms to work together. So by this type of the mechanism, we are in a position to provide the benefit to all the common people in the SAARC region.
Have you also come across a lot of entrepreneurs or enterprises that are like forthcoming and to use the fund up from SDF?
Yes.
Individuals, particularly individual enterprises.
We are not in a position to fund the project for the individual as such. We are looking forward, as I told you, that this is a SEDP program, which is already going to be implemented very shortly. The board has already given the approval for that. So under that program, SEDP program, that's a social enterprise development program. The social enterprise could be a individual, could be a registered body, could be a NGO, or could be a private limited company also. So in that case, the small entrepreneurs who could be individual get benefit, and we are going to allocate around 8 to 10 projects in each country per year wise, and we are going to fund around 150,000 in different phases. So that will make a difference in order to promote the small entrepreneurs who are basically working in the social enterprises area, and they can create a impact for the common people, because they are not having a proper capital or the skill or the knowledge and other things. So with the funding from SDF, will make them to build up their capacity and to make an impact in the different countries.
Not necessarily that they will have to collaborate with the individuals of other 2 countries.
No. That concept will be not applicable. In that case, there are no collaboration as such. Each country will be having around 8 to 10 projects per year wise. So small enterprises, which I told you different form of it, they could get the benefit out of that.
Now, you said that one of the challenges was mobilizing funds for SDF. So the whatever fund that you had in the past, was it enough?
Yeah, enough for starting the whole thing, that you could call it as a seed fund for the 3 window. As a matter of fact, during this board meeting which took place on 20th of August, 18th of August in Kathmandu, board has directed me, especially the CEO of SDF, to mobilize new funds in order to not to touch capital of the SDF. We want to keep it as a reserve, but we have to mobilize new funds in order to fund the upcoming project, especially in the infrastructure. For example, if we touch up any infrastructure project, it goes in the millions dollar, $100 million, because it's a very huge project, and that is going to take place in number of countries. So that requires a lot of money. That is why board has decided that we should not take out our capital, we have to mobilize new funds also, and then we have to work out a proper mechanism for funding of the SDF funded projects, so that our capital base has to be stable and may grow also. In the recent meeting of the 8 finance ministers, they have also highlighted and they have agreed that we will help the SDF to enhance the capital base, especially for the infrastructure window.
So could you tell us briefly what has been the contribution of SDF to Bhutan?
Yeah, that's a good question. As a matter of fact, we are implementing the 9 projects in social window. Out of that, all the 9 are in the process of implementation in Bhutan. And Bhutan has got the financial assistance as on date is around $8.4 million for all these projects. Out of that, we have already disbursed $5.2 million. So that sounds good, and Bhutan is one of the largest recipient of the assistance from SDF.
So now, what are some of the future plans that you have?
The future plans, number 1, to activate these 2 windows, that is our top priority. Other is that I am pleased to inform you that we are announcing 2 more new activities, new 2 focus area. One is the SCDP, I told you already. The other one is that MSME, that is the micro, small, medium enterprises. So we are going to focus that particular sector in each SAARC member states. So SDF will go ahead for co-funding those small, medium, micro enterprises by having a collaboration with the one national funding agency in each country. Like in India, it could be one national level funding agency. Like in Bhutan or any other country, we have to collaborate with the one small, medium enterprise funding agency, national funding agency, and we can provide the line of credit to that particular agency, and we have to work together to fund this type of the sector. So that's going to be a very interesting area, and that will make a big difference. If you see the GDP growth of each SAARC member states, most of the growth is taking place because of this micro, small, medium enterprises. So that segment is required to be funded by SDF. So that's another future plan of the SDF. And the 4th one would be the identifying the projects for the co-funding. So these are the 4 key action plan for the future.
So what happens? What kind of region we'll have once we have all these windows activated and then we have all these collaborative projects going on in the region?
Yeah, it will certainly provide the opportunity for the SAARC member states to integrate themselves, which is right now very less, even less than 2%. It's very unfortunate. When you compare with the SAARC region, with the European Union, there's a big difference. So that is the need of the hour, is that to provide the cooperation and the regional cooperation among all the SAARC member states in order to provide the economic, social growth of the common people, enhance the welfare of the people, the quality of the life of the people. These are the focus area, and our projects are going to be more focusing on the poverty alleviation as well as the providing the technical and financial assistance to the SAARC region also. So the SAARC region can grow very fast in times to come. This is what we are presuming, and that is our mandate also, to identify and fund the project.
On that note, thank you very much for talking to us about SAARC Development Funds and its benefits for the region. And we wish you all the best. And on that note, I'd also like to thank our viewers for joining us. I'm Ashok Tirwa. This is goodbye.